Hi there, this is Mark Johnson from tech-snobs.com. Today we're going to do a brief but very thorough review of my take on the Sony PlayStation Vita. Now, this product, I've had it for about a week. I had the first edition bundle. So far, so good. You know, it's a lot to like about it. And there's some things I don't like. So basically, we'll get into the main things what I like so far about it. First I want to do is I just want to do a hardware tour of it and kind of like some of the software, on the device itself. I mean, it's a very, very nice 5-inch screen, OLED. Gives you, I want to say it's 960 by 540 resolution. Which is about what you see on a lot of smartphones today. You know, some of the newer ones, are up to 720, but it still looks very, very good. The operating system, it does what it needs to do. I can't necessarily say anything bad with it. I mean, everything's real swift. The touch works out very, very well. You got a lot of settings in here. You can go into set up Bluetooth stereo headphones. You can do, all kinds of this. If you have 3G, you can get on the 3G network. And it's got a lot of, cool little features. But first I want to go through some of the hardware on it itself. I mean, you got a port at the bottom where you can connect online. Connect it to your computer. And then you can, take any videos or music that you got from online and transfer them to the device. On this side here is where you have the SIM card. Goes in there for AT&T. The back you have the little touch screen kind of sensor on the back that you use for certain games. Here's your camera. They're both VGA quality, which isn't the greatest, but it does the job. Two nice analog sticks. You got the buttons a little bit smaller, but they do they work just fine. Nice little camera in the front too. Like once again does the job. Now I do want to show you the games and what they look like here. Real small, looks like a little SD card. Sony did a good job with that. I mean, obviously they're trying to keep it, so you can't hack it, which I'm sure somebody will find out a eventual way to do. But it's good to do that. So you couldn't just have regular SD cards in here because this thing would be hacked wide open. Another thing, you have another port up top. It's for an accessory port, and I had to look that one up because I didn't even know what it did. But Sony always tends to bring out more the add-ons and things in the future, so that should be very interesting to see what they do with it. You got your memory card port in the front, very small, similar to a micro SD, and that's that really. That's the hardware. Very good, feels good in hand. Screen is great. One of the pros on this, and I'm not hit on a lot of these pros of this device, is basically if you're a gamer, flat out buy it. I mean, there's nothing else you're going to find out here in this market, outside of maybe a 3DS or some other. That's really it, honestly, that can even somewhat compare this, kind of in this market. But this device, the hardware alone, for $249 or $299, gives you much more than the 3DS or any other gaming device out there. So with that being said, I mean, it's very good if you're an enthusiast, if you're really into gaming. I mean, you probably already have bought this just for that fact alone. I will say there's really not many cons outside of the fact that if you're not a gamer and you're more on the casual end, if you like playing Angry Birds on your phone, or if you like playing 99-cent games, which this does have in the store. I mean, they have what's called PlayStation Minis, and they have a lot of little games you can get on the store. But overall, this is meant for the hardcore gamer and that experience, from the Uncharted and I'm sure they're going to have Madden on it, and it looks like they're going to have Call of Duty later in the year. I mean, those are the games that people want to play on this, and obviously Sony's got to eat, so those games are going to be $50. That's just the cost of it. So if you don't really see yourself wanting to spend $50 for a AAA title, this may not be the device for you, unless they do come up with something. Whereas if with this crossplay, and I've seen a commercial for the MLB baseball coming out, and it'd be interesting to see if they're able, how that's going to work. I mean, am I going to have to pay $59 for the baseball game and then another $50 for the game on the PSP to be able to continue where I left off, when I leave the house, and if I want to play, continue my baseball game? That remains to be seen, because it's kind of a thing where even if that does work as advertised, which I'm sure it will, is just, am I going to want to spend a total investment of over $100 on one game? So it'd be interesting. But overall, I really like it. I mean, the software is great. I mean, it shows it does some multitasking. I mean, you can close out running applications just by swiping. It's got Wi-Fi. I mean, things are just, it's very, very smooth, for what it is. I mean, it's, for Sony not really being known as a software company, they did a very, very good job overall with the software, I would say. And it has some other things in here. In the remote play, I'll touch on that. I've tried it out. I have gotten it to work. I've been able to play movies and videos from my PlayStation, remoted in online, or in the same area where my PlayStation 3 is, and I can watch them on this device. It's pretty cool. You see, it's pretty much like using a any other kind of remote tool out there, whether it be like a remote desktop. This is exactly what it does. So it's pretty cool. And this thing's got a lot of potential. So I'm very interested to see where it goes. Overall, my recommendation, is it for you or not for you? It goes back to what I said before. Do you ultimately, how hardcore of a gamer are you? That's the main question you need to ask yourself, before, buying this device. I mean, if you can't see yourself wanting to spend $29 to $50 on a quality game, then you might as well just stick with what you already have, which most of you already have: smartphones or iPhones, Android devices, of that sort. So that's it for the review. Be sure to check me out at tech-snobs.com, and take care. Have a good day.